Assalamu alaikum. Test. Okay. Today we will be trading MSFT. We traded MSFT yesterday as well. I forgot to introduce the date. The date is 31st July 2025. Time is 15:57. Yesterday we traded MSFT, but I did not upload that video because I did not trade it on my PC. I traded it on my brother's PC. I forgot my PC's power cord in the office, and yeah, and I would not even call it yesterday's trade a trade because how do I say it? I missed the plan. I planned that the stock should fall from 515 to 510, and well, that happened in the first few minutes. Actually, first 2 minutes, I would say. If we go back here, you can look at the chart, and the stock was shot down from 515 to 510.75 in the first 3 minutes, and that is where this entire session was over. I did not know what to do. I could have traded a reversal off of 510, but that was very slow. The reversal happened at 17:20, an hour later. So, and we don't trade after the first 45 minutes. I basically did not trade anything. Even if I uploaded the video, even if everything went perfectly, there would be nothing for you to see in that video. I don't think there's much to see in any of my videos, but this would have been exceptionally horrible. Anyway, we are short on time today. I had to connect everything, so I'm starting a little late. We will again trade MSFT today. MSFT rallied from yesterday's close at 513 to 557 right now. I think it's trading at 558.39. I think recently, a few minutes ago, it was shot down from 562 area. So that is giving us a few signals on where we expect the stock to fail. Beat on lifted bottom end of CapEx guidance. Raised forward CapEx guidance. We will quickly Google what is CapEx guidance because I don't know. Capital expenditure is money that a business invests in acquiring or upgrading assets with a useful lifespan of more than 1 year. These fixed assets include physical properties like land, machinery, equipment, as well as some intangibles like computer software. Okay. So forward CapEx guidance with revenue guidance also strong. So basically, these companies are going strong. MSFT and Meta, Qualcomm beat on EPS and revenue, but reliance on high-end smartphone chips and losing the Apple modem business overshadowed. eBay posted quarterly beats with strong guidance. So ARM minus 8% gave weak guidance, and Nvidia plus 2% stock supported by higher CapEx guidance from MSFT and Meta. Despite reports, China has summoned CO on H2O chip backdoor security risk. With all of that in view, we have a lot of stocks, nice stocks to trade. ARM is very nice stock. QCOM is nice. MSFT is nice. Meta is nice. All of these are very nice stocks. Nvidia is nice. Beautiful day to trade today. I won't lie. Let's first go with the opening news. Let's see what is happening in the opening news. US President Trump announced a full and complete trade deal with South Korea, US $350 billion in US owned investments, USD $100 billion energy purchases, further investment to be detailed in bilateral meeting with President Lee. Trump added South Korea will open fully to US trade and accept US products. A 15% tariff agreed on SK goods while US exports are tariff free. South Korean presidential office confirmed US auto tariffs reduced to 15% from 25%. USD $200 billion allocated for chips, nuclear, battery, biosectors. No access to rice or beef market. SK wanted 12.5% auto tariffs. Trump insisted on 15%. Trump posted criticisms of India and Russia, calling Indian tariffs too high and dismissing ties with both countries. Trump to discuss Mexico's trade deficit plan with President Sheinbaum ahead of August 1st deadline. Trump to sign executive orders on Thursday imposing higher tariffs on countries without deals, potentially affecting Canada, Mexico, Taiwan. Wow. Canada again being affected. Pakistan said a new US trade deal will reduce tariffs on Pakistani exports, boost US investment in infrastructure, energy, IT, crypto. US Commerce Secretary Lutnick announced trade deals with Cambodia and Thailand. Thai finance minister said talks still ongoing. More clarity on US tariffs expected within 24 hours. EU to implement 0% tariffs on 1 million tons per year of Indonesian crude palm oil under FTA. Why this matters? These updates represent major shifts in global trade policy which can influence market sentiment, especially in equities tied to auto, semis, and energy. Retail traders should track tariff deadlines in bilateral meetings for potential headline-driven volatility. European trade equities stocks 600 plus 0.1% at open, buoyed by strong Meta and MSFT earnings. Though momentum faded mid-session, banks outperformed on earnings. BBVA plus 8%, SocGen plus 7%. Credit AG unchanged, Medio Banca minus 0.2% in line. ING minus 0.3% missed NNI. Industrial saw mixed reactions. Airbus minus 0.6%. Beat Q2 but cautious. Safran plus 4.6% raised forward revenue outlook. Rolls-Royce plus 9% raised profit guidance. US equity futures mixed. NQ plus 1.3% with Meta and MSFT pre-markets plus 12 and 9% respectively. Pre-market after strong results. After-market earnings were strong. We saw earnings from a lot of companies, the majority of which have been discussed, except WDC, but WDC's ATR is very low. Any of these can be very good trades today. I will quickly scroll through everything else. This is majority of the important news that had to be discussed. Everything else is okay. Looking ahead is important. Looking ahead, US challenger layoffs, PCE, jobless claims, employment wages, Chicago PMI, Atlanta Fed GDP now, Canadian GDP, SARB policy announcement, earnings from Apple, Amazon, Strategy, Coinbase, Reddit, Riot, Cloudflare, Roku, CVS, Roblox, ABBVI, Norwegian Cruise Line, Cigna, Howmet Aerospace, Mastercard, and PG&E, Procter and Gamble. So that would be the majority of the news that we need to pay attention to. I will quickly scroll through this segment just so I can save this for myself in the for future. This is the more detailed version of what we discussed. Okay, since we use the efficient market theory, we assume that everything that has been discussed is already incorporated into the moves. We will not be concerned with how and what affects the stock market that we will trade. What we are concerned about is the future price movements. We want the future price movements to align with our predictions, with our thoughts, with our understanding of the market. That is what we want from the future price movement. Let's first try figuring out the most volume traded in the post and pre-market, the highs, the lows. Let's begin by first forming a basic structure. So the structure dictates majority of the volume was done at 556, with second highest being at 551 to 2, and the third highest being 545. So let's first mark these areas. Let's first mark these zones. So one zone is here. The second zone is here, and the third zone is here, I would say. These are the three zones. The first zone is from 544 to 546. Second zone is from 550 to 552. I've made very broad zones. And the third zone is from 555 to 557, where the stock is currently trading. And the fourth and the last most area, it's not a zone, it's a price level, that is 562. It's a very sharp level where the stock has been shot down twice. Once in yesterday's post-market and once today in today's pre-market. So we will be paying attention to 562 as well. And the zones are very interesting. The first immediate zone where the stock is trading right now is the area above 555. So 555 to 556 is where an interesting zone is, where 556.5, I would say, actually. This area is where the stock is slightly interesting. Very high volume, lots of consolidation, just, I think, a very well accepted price. The stock remained in this area in the post market and the pre market. In the post, it stayed in this area, moved up a bit, and then came back down to this area. In the pre market, the stock opened above this level, came back down a bit, and then stayed in this area. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay. In the pre-market, it tested the lows of 554.3, where the stock successfully defended this area twice. So I should pull my zone a bit down and expect 554 to be the lower limit, today's lower limit. I don't expect the stock should come back down to that level. I think 555 would be the lowest level that the stock should come down to if I am bullish on this stock. Otherwise, I am bearish. Otherwise, I am bearish. The next zone is from 550, the area above 550 to 552. I have made this zone broad as well. Maybe I should shorten its size. If I was supposed to make it tight, actually no, I would like to leave this zone broad from 550 to 552, just a broad zone. And the last zone is it's not above 545 like we have seen the pattern in the other two areas. It was the first zone was above 555, the second zone was above 550. This is not above 545. In this stock, the highlight is the 545 area, if you get what I am saying. The highlight is from 545 to 546. Actually, the volume traded is a bit higher. Let's go back up. Yeah, 546.5. This zone is interesting, 545 to 546.5. The stock can choose to bounce off of any of these three levels, or it can even resist 562 temporarily and then rise. Everything depends on how the sellers and buyers interact today. With all of that said, how will we trade the stock? We need to be flexible towards both sides. The stock can decide to drop here. Actually, let's wait for the pre-market to show itself. If the market decides to hold the 555 level, we are long. But that is something everyone can see. I use the concept that if the levels are not known, your edge comes from identifying the level. If the level is known, your edge comes from trading the trader at that level. This is one of the concepts that I use. So 555 is known. Actually, it's known enough for the traders to when previously 555 was held, the stock rallied to 562, indicating that people were anticipating a move upwards. People are still anticipating, what this shows, a move from 555 to 562. This move is telling us that people want to check if there are committed buyers or not. If there are committed buyers, they are willing to buy. This shows willingness from desperate buyers. And that is maybe something what we are looking for, and that is something that will drive today's stock price higher. We have confirmed that there is a presence of desperate buyers. Is there a presence of desperate sellers? If not, then maybe, or maybe the committed sellers are too strong today. Even if the desperate sellers are not strong, if the committed sellers are too strong, then it will motivate the desperate sellers to push the price lower. On that note, will the stock hold today? People are willing to buy only if there are buyers present. Ideally, that is how it should be. Buyers are spooked. That means if they see too much selling pressure, they might pull away. They might aim for a lower price. But if there are strong buyers, they don't want to miss the move too. Who is more scared? Is the seller more scared or is the buyer more scared? Because panic is what dictates the move. Today we are trading panic. Today we expect panic. We want to see and observe this panic. The buyers are panicking. They are very, very panicky. Their behavior dictates panic. It's very interesting behavior. And sellers are committed. Sellers are not panicky like the buyers. Yeah. And we see, we saw the panic move. The moment this level was held, buyers bought. But the sellers are committed. Can they lose commitment is the question or not. How we want to quantify how panicked the buyers are and how committed the sellers are. If the sellers are too strong, if they're too committed to 562, they're like, nah, the level today, the stock does not cross 560. Then no matter how panicked the buyers are, the stock will not cross 562. Can we enter here though? Is the question. The stock should not fall here. People are buying off of other people's expectation. These are not the buyers who are buying because they want to buy. They think that 555 is a good level. Given the current news, 555 is a good level. Maybe we should buy. These are the buyers checking the other buyers out. Thinking, well, are you there? If you are there, then I want to buy. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? I would actually expect that this is a lot of the retail traders. But that's not our concern. We only concern ourselves with four market participants: committed buyers, desperate buyers, committed sellers, and desperate sellers. We do not concern ourselves with other participants. We will try to take a shot on MSFT. Until now, we have not confirmed the presence of committed buyers. Let's check. Yes, there are levels being held, like 555.4 was being held. We are seeing bounces. We are seeing some level of, but when it comes to this high volume, we are seeing high volume selling. Levels are being held, no doubt. But we aren't seeing any long wicks. We want to see long wicks, showing that this is a level that buyers have uh, shown interest in. Right now, I can't tell if the move upwards was because of this move upwards, or this move upwards was because of presence of buyers or lack of sellers. Was this buyer aggression? I don't know. This was buyer aggression, like a committed buyer aggression, in the sense that did this move happen because of a wall of buyers present? Was there a huge wall that the sellers could not break and then the price rose? Or was it just a natural pullback from the sellers? They pulled away from the 554 price. Based on the pre-market, we can tell the sellers are not interested in 554. They are interested in 562, but not 554. If the sellers re-engage themselves at this price, at 555, if we see sellers at 555, maybe that would be one of those clues that maybe we should not be long today. Maybe that can be one of the clues that maybe we should start going short now. So I don't want the price to break 555. I don't want the price to stay at 555. I don't want consistent selling at 555. Okay. If I see, okay, today my play is going to be based off 555, or the area above 555. If I see front running above 555, I go long. If I see that the stock is consistently holding 555, I go short. That is the only play today. That is the only play, and that is what we are going to trade. Okay. I will pause the video for now, and then I will continue when the market opens. Yeah, okay. I think the price has gone to 555, 550 this area. We can go short now. I'm planning. I've never taken a short in the pre-market. Oh, okay. It recovered to 557. I am recording price at 555.19. Okay, no, we're still in the pre-market. So let's short MSFT. Off trading. Okay, I cannot trade. Uh, I shorted. I for the record want to say I clicked on sell and I shorted. Did not give me the short. Horrible, horrible people. But I shorted. That was my plan. I went to my brother. I told the plan, and I shorted. I just want that to be clear. It would not be exaggerated if we saw a push down to 545 where we expect. Yeah, okay. Hamza, start dropping now. 1 minute. किसी काम का ये वो नहीं है। चेक करें आपका पोजीशन खुला हुआ पोजीशन उसमें 549 पोजीशन दिया ब्रो and I'm still making money bro but where it giving position bro I shorted where इसलिए तो प्री मार्केट में शॉर्ट करना एक्चुअली हो सकता है मार्केट ओपन पे ना इतने ऑर्डर्स ही नहीं होते 600 yeah ruined the recording man this ad blocker give me my fucking money back dog shit premium they gave चलो चलिए so yeah anyway the stock broke 555 as well. We made our 555 plan based on the area where sellers started showing up, where the stocks started showing interest. Now that it has dipped into this zone, buyers can step in at any price they deem valuable based on the um, research of their analysts. Any price where the buyers step in would be the price that analysts consider important, and that price would be paid a lot of attention to. And we too will pay a lot of attention to that price. In maybe tomorrow, we'll continue with MSFT trades and trade around the level at which the stock turns today. Maybe that would be tomorrow's plan. Let's see. But for today, we are done because there's nothing else to do. The stock has moved and it has made the money that it needed to make. I will end the video here. Inshallah, I'll see you tomorrow.